This segment is brought to you by JigMasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to JigMasters.com and use promo code PNF20 and save 20% off your next jig order today.
Welcome to After Hours on the Paddle and Fin podcast. Listener discretion advised.
Welcome everybody back to the Paddle and Fin Network. It's After Hours. After Hours.
So you guys don't know this. I didn't tell anybody. The only one that knows is Milford. He sent me a track for the intro for this segment. Yeah. And it's like him trying to sound very, how do I put this?
Oh, jeez.
Let me see if I can find it. It's pretty funny. It's good. But, yeah. So what's been going on with everybody?
I just got back from hanging with my friends.
Me and
my wife got together with some friends tonight. We played some games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What kind of games do you guys play? Hide and go seek?
Hide the sausage. He wasn't expecting that.
No, I wasn't. Not out of you. Not out of you. Well, all right.
Brad was a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Cards Against Humanity.
No, but that is a good one. That's a fun game. We played something called Jackbox TV, and you use your cell phone to answer questions and stuff, and then your answers pop up, and your friends vote on each answer, which one's the funniest, I guess. Well, in our case, ours are always inappropriate answers, and whoever picks the funniest one wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was fun. What'd you do, Josh? You had something going on.
My wife and I went down in the Oregon district, down to the Dublin pub, and watched one of her coworkers' bands play.
Ooh, that's fun.
It's all right.
What was the band name?
Oh, gosh, that's a great question. I don't remember.
What kind of music was it?
They play like 80s, early 90s cover band.
Oh, cool.
Rana Pearl Jam?
No, not rock, really. More pop music and stuff.
Oh.
Shit.
Do you like Pearl Jam? Pearl Jam, it just sounds like he's moaning while he sings.
The band that we saw played like kind of like remind me of a lot of music you would have heard from like oh gosh, what was the group of them? It was like 16 Candles and all those movies like that.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of like that.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Don't you?
And then some other stuff like.
Forget about me. No. Don't you forget about me.
Brian's like, yeah, that was my jam in high school.
You ready for this?
They play. I mean.
After Hours on the Paddle and Fin podcast.
It sounds like Star Trek.
Sounds like cheap 80s porn music.
I was just going to say, it sounds like a cheap 80s, like, mystery show or something.
But welcome to the Paddle and Fin podcast. After Hours. It's hilarious.
Where all your dreams come true.
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty rowdy on here.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've been at the Indiana Boat Travel and Sports Show the past 2 weekends, and I've met a lot of listeners, which has been kind of cool and weird at the same time.
Yeah.
Just because it's like people coming up to you constantly, hey man, listen to you all the time, love what you're doing, and I'm like, I don't know who you are, but cool. Thanks, bro.
That's awesome, though, dude.
Yeah, ton of listeners in Indiana, man. It's good. We got a pretty good following over here, so it's nice. A lot of kind words. Like, everybody loves what we're doing, and a lot of people learning numerous times. Like, people are like, it's helped me tremendously, like, along my kayak fishing journey. Learn a lot from all the segments, so it's kind of cool to hear, good positive feedback. So
Awesome.
That's what we're doing it for, isn't it?
Cheers to all you guys.
Yep.
That's right.
What do you got going on, Susie?
Making Adam get her drinks and snacks.
That's right. He's my little servant. No, this week, I don't know, it's been a week. It started off last weekend. If you didn't see my Facebook post, we had sewer water coming up in our basement. So that was awesome. Luckily, it was a quick fix, unlike last time. We had the same thing happen last year, but it was like in April or May. And tree roots had collapsed a pipe, and they had to come dig up the yard and whatnot. And when they did, though, they put in like an access pipe out in the yard. So that way, if something comes again, all they have to do is just pop the lid off and then fix it that way. Well, that's what they did. But the sucky part about it is it happened Saturday morning, so we had to wait all weekend for them to be able to come on Monday. Yeah, so it was just like, great. But yeah, thankfully it was a quick fix and whatnot. And then work's been a little interesting. So I work in the pathology department at the hospital there, and we are open for our CAP inspection, which is part of like something about like our certification for pathologists and whatnot. But we have like a 90-day window in which they can come and just do their inspection. Well, it opened on Friday. Well, like the last 4 days before that, we've all been scrambling to make sure, that everything's in place, everything's up to date, all our policies and procedures are on par and all this other stuff. So everybody's just been kind of like at each other at work. So
yeah,
it's been a lot of fun. But this weekend, thank God, I don't really have a whole lot going on. Tomorrow, I'm going to go scout out Banner just to see what it looks like, maybe early afternoon. Because Saturday or Sunday, it's supposed to be like 50 some odd degrees. So I'm hoping that tomorrow will kind of melt some stuff. So depending on what it looks like tomorrow, I'll have to get some stuff ready and whatnot, because I don't even have my kayak here at home, and I've got but maybe 2 reels that don't have any line on them. So I'm very ill prepared, but I'm just like, if I do go out, I'll probably only just take like 2 rods and like, a box of stuff. It'll be just like, maybe some jerk baits or blade baits and whatnot, because it's still going to be really cold. So we'll see.
I think me and Josh might get out somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you weren't such a kayak diva.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna mention what kayak that I hate using, just because one of our listeners might have it. So we'll just leave it there. I'm still waiting on my bona fide though. So, but I was gonna say, yeah. So I was on Serious Angler podcast a couple days ago.
I'm interviewing with him on Tuesday.
Yeah. I told before I even went on his show, I was like, dude, you need to be talking to Brian. He's the head guy. He was like, oh, I know. I was just reaching out to all you guys. I'm picking you guys off one by one.
Why am I the head guy?
Because you're the guy, dude. You created it.
You're the dude.
You gave us all this opportunity, man.
The dude. I'm the dude, man.
No, you're the dude.
Dude.
No,
yeah,
but yeah.
I had seen his podcast because he interviewed Jack Stenor a little while ago.
Yeah.
And I just started listening to it the other day because I was like, I should probably know what I'm getting into. Like, So I went through, and on my way down to Indianapolis, I listened to a couple of his. So it's cool.
Yeah,
I like what
he
he's
does
doing.
a good job.
Yeah.
He's a cool kid too. I had fun interviewing him. I think my episode was like one of his longest ones because we just couldn't stop talking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Does he do it through Skype?
Yeah, he does the exact same way. He told us that we're an inspiration of his, so that was cool.
He sent that to me in a message. Is it a young kid?
Yeah, he's 22, I think. He just got out of college. He's working for Douglas Rods now.
Makes me feel like an old man. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
An old dude.
Whatever, you're older.
You guys better get ready too, because he's gonna get you guys on his show too. He said all this.
He's pulling a Josh Smith.
Yep. They both live near each other too, though, so they kind of like collab with each other on stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
His podcast is the official NYKBF podcast, so he's gonna be having the winners of each NYKBF tournament, stuff like that.
Serious Angler or Josh Smith?
Serious Angler.
Nice.
Yeah.
NYKBF, that's Justin Hausner.
Yep.
Cool dude. Shout out to Justin.
He is cool. I like that guy.
He's really cool. Yeah, continue.
Yeah.
You okay there, Mr. Eldridge?
Yeah, just some lung butter.
Choking on some chew?
So I've been like looking through Facebook. You guys probably get this kind of stuff. You know how you get like little ads because you fish a lot, so you get like baits and stuff, like bait ads or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because you know Facebook is like eagle eye; it's always watching.
They're always listening too.
Jeez. Yeah, they do, man. They hear your calls, like, and don't even get me started.
No, they just hear you talking in general, like. You know, if you say Bass Pro, Bass Pro, Bass Pro, Bass Pro, and now my phone's going to show Bass Pro ads. Like, I guarantee it.
I swear to you, it reads your thoughts, too. But anyway. Go ahead.
Because you usually verbally express your thoughts.
I guess.
See, now it's going to put guess.
Well,
Question
I noticed,
marks.
like, I'll be thinking of something, and then, like, 2 days later, something pops up in my feed. I'm like, dude, I was just thinking about that. That's weird.
So this is kind of a topic we can talk about. What is a bait that you've never tried before that you have this interest in that you might keep seeing ads for?
I got one right now.
What is it?
Well, it's fairly new, but the spy bait.
What's the spy bait?
It's
Tell
that
us-
little.
Tell us more.
It's the spy bait is like, I think it's 4 or 5 inches, and it's like a torpedo, but it's you can fish it at whatever depth you want. It has propellers on the
The
back.
propellers on it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
What? I'm making coffee.
So who makes
I'm
it?
stuck in a hotel room in Indianapolis. What else am I going to do?
No. Spy bait is what interests me. I hear a lot of guys saying that bait is incredible on Lake St. Clair. And that lake's known for smallmouth, so I hear smallmouth, I'm like, dude,
So
I want to
who
try
makes
it.
it? Like, who makes it?
Oh, what is the name? Yeah,
What is it? Is it Spro or S-Pro?
No, it's I've got a couple of them too.
Yeah, I'm not.
Duke is very set on all of us going up for that trip up to Minnesota.
Lucky Craft?
I don't think it's Lucky Craft.
They make something that's similar, though. I'm looking at it right now.
Are you trying to show off the tats, bro? Jeez. What's up?
Yeah, I don't know the exact brand name, but I think a couple brands make it. But yeah, that's one bait I want to try.
I don't know if there's any baits that I want to try that I haven't. To be honest, I was thinking about it today. Like, I've done no preparation for next season. I've done no fishing study, like nothing.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I haven't either.
Even for the
You've
national
been
championship?
changing out treble hooks.
Well, yeah, I've been changing up stuff, but I haven't like done any of my research for like Gunnersville or anything. Like, I haven't looked at maps yet. I haven't looked at like launches or like anything like that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm
I've got like my tackle and stuff like I just finally got all that done, but like other
I'm
prep.
just talking fishing in general. Like, I usually go back and just like study fishing techniques and where to fish what and when and stuff like that, just to keep it fresh in my mind. Or there's like stuff I forget about,
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I should do this here,
I know what you mean. I don't know. I watch a lot of YouTube in the off season, so that kind of refreshes my mind.
Yeah, usually that's what I do, but like lately, the only YouTube I've been watching is Joe Rogan podcasts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've never listened to
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan does a good job on the podcast.
I like UFC, so.
If I had a podcast inspiration, it'd be Joe Rogan.
Huh. You know what my podcast inspiration is?
What's that?
You, man.
Shut the hell up.
Dude, you know what? I'm being serious. Like, I always tell everybody this. Even though I'm with Paddle and Fin, I'm still a Paddle and Fin. I'm like a huge fan of Paddle and Fin, dude. I listen to every episode.
I'm the same way.
Your podcast is what got me into podcasts. So.
Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Yeah. I still look forward to those.
It seems like we've helped start a lot of podcasts, which is kind of cool in some respects, because that's the thing. Like, you talk about, or like I've seen it talked about many times, like, oh, everybody's got a podcast now, but like, it's cool because you get different angles and views. Like, we all don't see down the same path,
Mm-hmm.
So people come at interviews at different angles, so to speak, and it's cool to hear and listen to those different perspectives. Like, I wish I could spend more time listening to other fishing and kayak fishing related podcasts. I just don't have the time. But and I kind of feel bad. That's why I was like, listen to a bunch of serious angler episodes on the way down here. I'm like, I'm going to be a guest on a podcast. I should probably know something about the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it. But then again, we've had guests on before that never really knew about Paddle and Fin until we contacted them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's not a bad thing, but I try to keep up with everybody, but it's just like, it's hard just because we got so much stuff going on here,
Yeah.
And there's a lot to keep up with anymore nowadays, too.
Yeah. Well, and especially us. Like, I get that comment all the time, like, man, you guys just do too much. I can't keep up. And it's like, well, that's the beauty of the podcast, right? Like, you can go back and just binge listen to a bunch of episodes or pick and choose, like that's what I've always said. Like, an experienced, like, tournament angler isn't necessarily going to listen to Ryan's show all the time, right?
Yeah. Unless they're buddies with the guest.
Yeah, right. So it's kind of weird, like Josh's show, like, or yours and Josh's. So
no, it's Josh's show. It ain't mine.
No, I was thinking that you were back on the freaking reel down because you were just on with Daniel Perry Friday. So like, I was like, wait a minute, Brad's with Josh on his show. That's my bad.
It's still Josh's show, though.
No, it's not. It's both of your shows. I don't care if Josh thinks otherwise or not. That's what I said.
Oh.
He's froze up right now.
No, he's good.
No, it's just your computer, dude.
Well, I see Brad and Susie fine. Oh, now you're back to normal.
Maybe I'm just sitting so still you can't tell.
But, guys pick and choose listening to your guys' segment because it may not be a product they're interested in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's cool because you guys cover so much different stuff. Susie talks to like the most badass chick anglers, and Some okay dude angler.
Yeah. Which did you reach out to Katie Bacca?
I did. Yep. She's
Awesome.
gonna get back with me after Fork because she's competing in Fork this weekend. So we might talk maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or sometime next week. So.
Yeah, I enjoyed that episode. That was fun.
Yeah.
Another one you should get on yours is Jennifer Lampkin from Texas.
Jennifer Lampkin. I don't know if I know her.
Should be a good one too.
Let me look at
Who you guys got coming up?
Tomorrow, me and Josh have I forget his name, Glenn Young, I think, from Z-Man.
Oh yeah. Nice. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all the different chatterbaits, what makes each one unique.
All the different what?
Nice.
Chatterbaits.
The what? Bratterbait?
Bratterbaits, yes. No, they have like 8 different baits, so it's just like I don't know what the CFL one is. You know what I mean?
It's a football head.
Wired to Fish did like a video on like some of the different ones. Like it was kind of they didn't really go into depth on all of them, but I think I remember seeing that a few weeks ago where they're like, yeah, did you know there's like 12 different kinds of chatterbaits? I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a lot.
I knew
like
there was like
Z-Man.
5 or 6 with the Z-Man.
Yeah, I think Picasso makes one, a pretty good one too that everybody raves about.
Picasso makes one.
Yeah, Picasso one. I've thrown those quite a bit. Those got a nice hard knock to the point where the blade puts a divot in the head of the actual check.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They're pretty good. Those were like some of the first chatterbaits I started throwing.
Other than Z-Man, I think we got next week our John Hipster Yak Attack episode airs.
Yep.
He said he's gonna share the link and stuff on Yak Attack's page and everything. So
nice. Very cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, he was a cool guy. I liked him.
Yeah. Super nice dude.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't think we're planned anymore. I think we're 2 weeks out. So.
Don't feel bad. I don't even know what I'm doing for my live on Monday.
Really?
I got an idea, but I'm not sure yet.
You should bring Jay back on as a guest.
Was Jay the first guest? I think Jay Randall was our first guest ever.
Yeah, I think he might have been. I did listen to those last summer, the old ones.
I'm pretty sure Jay was the first guest.
He was talking about Savior Outdoors and fishing pike with a rooster tail and all that stuff.
They used to call him the Meps man at KBL.
Yeah.
Because he like started throwing the Meps at the end of tournament.
Who was your first guest?
Huh?
What'd you say, Josh?
Yeah, Jay was the first guest.
Yeah, episode 3.
Oh, okay. How's he doing? I haven't talked to him in a while.
I just talked to him yesterday. He's doing really good.
Sweet.
Doing his thing. He's getting all involved in the hunting scene. So he's getting really excited about that. Yeah.
Huh. No more fishing?
No, he's still gonna fish. He went to some like intro to hunting class or seminar or something last weekend, he said. Yeah, I think it was last weekend. And he said it was really cool. He learned a lot of stuff, and he thinks he's hooked up to go down southern Illinois turkey hunting at the at the beginning of this year. April, I think it is.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So yeah, he's super stoked for that. He's always wanted to do that stuff, and just never really had anybody to show him the way. And he's found some avenues to do that, so he's excited.
Nice. I don't think we ever finished going through everybody's baits that Josh mentioned.
Oh, What bait, Josh?
What?
He asked what beta everybody wants to use that you've never actually used.
Brian? Nothing?
No, we're talking to you.
I know. You said you started talking and then you kind of went off in left field and you kind of said there's nothing you really want to try.
There's nothing really I want to try that I know of.
Right.
I'm thinking about it. So
The maker of those spy baits is the realest ones because I got one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, those are cool.
Nice.
I want to try one.
It looks like a torpedo jerk bait.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but you let it sink down, you're really slow.
Mhm. And that propeller on the front and the back, they spin. You just let it go and it kind of
Dude.
flutters.
That's like right up Milford's alley, dude. It's an underwater whopper flopper.
I gotta get me one of those.
Still here trying to make it, man.
Just trying to make it.
That's awesome.
Me and Josh were on his episode for Monday,
Uh-huh.
and what we talked about just over here trying to make it, man. It was funny. It was funny. I love that kid, dude.
So it was all
Hilarious.
three of you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember what we fully talked about. I gotta edit it and upload it tomorrow night.
Nice.
Still
Looking
here
forward
trying
to
make
that.
it.
So the bait that I've kind of had an eye on that I'd like to try is from Hog Farmer, and they have a pintail swim bait, and it looks really cool on their stand-up Ned Hicks. Ned Riggs. Bleh.
Ed Hicks, that's my brother.
Yeah. So I don't know. They make it in a 3.5 and a 4.5 or something like that, and it looks like a really cool bait. I like what it does in the water, so it's something different, something sort of different. But
Hog Farmer makes the T-spin, don't they?
yeah,
That thing looks weird.
yeah, it does. I'm not a big fan of that. It looks like just too much going on.
Josh Stewart likes it.
Does he?
Yeah, I've seen him post about it.
They have a really cool one called the Reaper.
Uh-huh.
It looks like,
Feel the Reaper.
but it's also like
Cowbell.
it'd be a good like largemouth bait. It's a 9-inch, kind of like worm with like almost like a leech looking back end to it. It's pretty cool.
Huh. Interesting. I've never heard of Hog Farmer before.
I'm surprised it's not on your Facebook, dude. It's like mine's flooded with it.
I've heard
Yeah.
of them.
I've heard of him once, and that was from Josh Stewart when he made that post about the T-spin.
They make all kinds of stuff. They have hair rigs. They sell like swivels and like giant packages of them. You can buy like if you don't want to buy like say like pre-rigged swim bait hooks, but like the belly weighted ones with the screw lock, you can like buy weighted hooks and then put your own screw locks on, because some people like certain types of hooks and some of them don't offer those. But they make a lot of rigs. Like it's kind of cool because they have like all kinds. Like you could go up as high as like 6 or 7, you know, kind of depending on what your state regulations are, all the way down to just like 2.
My aunt goes to 11. What movie was that from? I forget the name of that movie.
I have no idea.
What was the quote again?
My amp's cooler because it goes to 11. He's talking about his guitar amp. It's like the volume knob goes to 11
That's pretty hardcore.
instead of 10.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what the hell movie that was. It was a classic.
How will you ever find out?
Sounds familiar though.
Literally type in my amp is cooler, it goes to 11. I guarantee you can find it.
Just
Yeah.
type in my amp goes to 11.
Yep. That's
Susie,
how smart.
what's the bait you want to use that you've never used? Huddleston? Glide
S-Waver.
bait. Ooh.
River to Sea S-Waver.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
She's like, I already got it. I haven't
That thing's
thrown it.
huge, man.
Yep.
Wow. You gonna throw that at Gunnersville?
You trying to catch sharks at Banner Marsh or what?
I don't know, but no, this is what you use to catch like the spring spawn bass. Is these?
Yeah.
So.
What is that? 6-inch?
This is the 168S. So I don't know how big it is.
It looks pretty big.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to throw this year.
the
Buka Baby
shad.
Shad. Yeah.
I want to
Nice.
try one.
I've got a shad bait, but I don't know what brand it is. I've had it and I've never thrown it yet. It's got like a little magnet underneath it that like holds that middle hook down.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Yeah. That is sweet. Josh, where are you gonna throw that at? Where are you playing? What lake?
Any lake that'll let me.
I didn't know if you had a lake in mind.
I don't know. Wherever, man. It's a good bait. It's nice because it's not like huge, so I could probably get away with throwing this in a river occasionally too. It's a 3 3/4 inch bait, so
It looks a lot bigger than that.
it's not. Yeah, it's.
that's what she said.
I was gonna say it. Susie beat me to it.
That's awesome.
That's what she said.
Did you find your movie yet?
Oh, I didn't look it up.
It says it's from a 1984 movie. This is Spinal Tap.
Yeah, Spinal Tap. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Spinal Tap. That's a great movie. You gotta watch it.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Dude,
You guys
you would love
seriously
it.
never
You're
heard
in
the
it.
band Spinal Tap?
I've heard of the
I've
band.
heard of them, but I've never seen the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Brad, you would love it because you're into music and stuff. You would dig it.
Is it like heavy metal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Not like that heavy, but like,
like 80s metal.
yeah.
Not like where they're screaming all the time.
So it's more like Guns N' Roses, like yeah.
Not as dramatic, I don't think. I forget.
Judas Priest.
You want to hear a band that's hilarious like that, like an 80s hair metal band that's like present day, is Steel Panther.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
You've seen their concerts, dude. It's hilarious too.
Dude, I've seen videos, but it's like their lyrics are just raunchy. It's like Andrew Dice Clay started a band.
My sister-in-law was just talking about that band. I guess her and her husband go see them quite often, actually.
Huh.
The first time I heard it, I had a contractor. This is like back like when I worked in the warehouse for the flooring distributor, and I was doing contractor sales, and I had a guy pull around back his van in. We're loading wood in the back of the van, and he's got his music playing, and I hear the song Critter, which is like, oh my God, dude, that is so bad. And I'm like, dude, what the hell are you listening to right now? And he's like, dude, Steel Panther, bro. You never heard of them? It's like 80s hair metal, but present day, and it's totally great. And then he like starts playing me a bunch of songs, and I'm like, yeah, dude, this is a little rowdy for me. I don't know what to tell you.
So you guys remember the game called Crossfire?
No.
I think it was a board game or something.
Well, it wasn't a board game, but like it was, you had these little like silver BB bullets, and you like had this little contraption thing where you like shot it at the other person, but there's like a little like star in the middle that you like tried to spin to like the other person's like target or something like that.
Yeah,
That
it was
sounds
something
like
weird.
Hungry Hippo.
In a sense, kind of,
Kinda,
but
yeah.
but you're shooting the little BB things at each other.
So
Hungry Hippo was my favorite.
So if you go to YouTube and type in Crossfire Steel Panther, they make like a 2-minute song or something like that for it.
Jeez.
It's pretty cool.
Oh boy.
Uh,
I'll have to check that out.
he goes Crossfire at the end. pretty
That's
sweet.
hilarious. Oh man.
I think that video is like 9 years old. It just reminded me of it when you said Steel Panther.
Brad, Susie and Brian just watched Collins' A Day to Remember solo act.
Yes. Dude, that video is
hilarious.
awesome.
Oh my god, yeah. If you have not watched that video, you gotta watch it. You'll watch it like 10 times, like giggling. It's so great.
Dude, I love his kid.
Yeah.
Like, your kid's facial expression, everything. He's like, let's go. It was perfect. Yeah. Dude, that's hilarious. I loved it. My wife's a big A Day to Remember fan, so I showed her that, and she was like, oh my gosh, that is awesome. That's going to be our kids. There it is.
He's just like...
I love it, dude. That's hilarious. You're raising your kids right.
You need something to cheer you up, go watch that.
Oh yeah.
That actually, it reminds me of another video on YouTube. Some guy does that with his kid in the back seat, and his kid just headbanging the whole time to that same song.
Is he the kid that? Have you seen the one? He's asleep, and they start playing it, and as it like starts up, he starts to wake up, and he's just fist pumping perfectly to the beat of the song, like. And he's a baby. He's like a year old maybe.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
My mom said I used to headbang to Guns N' Roses when I was like 9 months old. In the back seat.
Makes a lot of sense.
Heck yeah. Well, I got brain damage from headbanging too much throughout my life.
You guys are into that heavy stuff, man.
I think that who else has musical talents here besides Brad? Susie?
I mean, I don't know. What do you consider musical talents?
Like, do you play any instruments? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to form this paddle and fin band, and we've got a drummer. We've got Ryan Milford on guitar.
I feel like he plays banjo, not guitar.
So I'm trying to find some other. We need a bass player, another guitar player, preferably.
Jay Randall plays bass.
Okay. So there we go. Jay. Yeah, Jay was in a punk band. I'll bet you Dustin Nichols plays. I bet you he played something.
Oh, dude.
I used to play guitar. I was a front man in a band for a while.
All right, there's our lyricist.
I've played 2 instruments. I'll let you guys guess as to which 2 instruments I played.
All right.
The cowbell.
We need some more cowbell.
Hold on. I got it. I got the right answer. The recorder.
No.
Was it a stringed instrument?
One of them was, yes.
Violin.
Yep. That's
right. Oh, nice.
See?
That's actually pretty sweet.
I played the cello in like the 5th grade.
I played the stand-up bass.
They wouldn't let me play the stand-up bass. I was pissed. That's why I quit.
You guys seen the movies?
He's so tall. They block the whole like orchestra. Big ass dumb bass with.
What's the second instrument?
You gotta guess.
Tambourine?
No. It's not a string instrument. Nope.
Trombone.
Clarinet.
Yep.
Clarinet.
Oh, nice.
Do you think you could play both of them at the same time?
No.
You could use your.
That'd be awesome.
The world's tiniest violin, and I could be like.
That's
that work.
hilarious.
Gonna make a mounting system for this. Who's that?
You ever heard of it, dude?
Duke Westcamp. Duke, out there. We need to make a clarinet / violin mount system for Susie to be able to play both at the same time.
While kayak fishing.
Yeah, in the Hobie. Yeah.
Hands free.
Heck, Hobie should be playing those instruments for you.
You're right.
That's great. There's a dude. He's a one-man band. His name's Keller Williams, and he uses a loop station. So on stage, he'll have a bass guitar on a stand, a regular guitar, usually like some kind of bongos or a percussion box, and things like that. And then they're all mic'd, and he'll go through and loop it, and then he'll make songs and then change them in the middle. It's pretty crazy what that dude does.
I've seen people do that before. Those loops are pretty cool.
I used to run one all the time. Yeah, you could do some cool stuff with this, for sure.
I used to play, well, from like 2012 to 2019, I played drums at church, and we used track loops. If we didn't have like a guitar player, we'd just hit the loop button off of mute, and we'd use that instead. It was cool.
You want to hear some dope stuff off a loop station? Look up what is it? Grand Battle Beatbox Loop Station. Beatbox Loop Station. It's pretty badass.
Susie, I told you that brownie would mess him up. Every time, Brian. Yeah, and every time he's trying to remember some shit, he can't.
Dude.
What's the name of that?
Domino.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brownie.
Sure.
Right. You crushed it, dude. Dang, you crushed the whole box.
Well, I got it last night, so I ate some last night, and I ate some when I got home tonight. We went to Maggiano's tonight. Italian, good stuff. We walked in and they were like, "Are you guys sure you should be here?" Like, they told us it was going to be a 45-minute wait, and it was like really 10. But we think it was, we were dressed like a bunch of fishermen and not all like dressed up fancy.
Huh. That's funny.
Discriminated on.
Yeah. Screw them.
Bastards.
I think we did bring up a topic a couple weeks ago that we never talked about, and that was like if you're good enough in the kayak world, transitioning to the boat world. Did you want to talk about that?
I don't know. Did we talk about that?
Or did you want to wait till we had more people in here, or get more opinions?
No, I don't care. I think it's a great topic. Like, when you make it to the top of the kayak world, do you stay there or do you transition to the boat world?
Yeah.
I think that's the question at hand.
It's an interesting question.
What do you think, Josh?
No.
Susie?
Question is, will people transition over to the boat world?
Or would you?
Or would I?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Susie likes her Hobie. That's like a...
Well, it's not just that, but I mean, like, the investments you need for it. It's just like, there's no...
Money didn't matter. Money didn't matter.
Oh, if money didn't matter?
You're winning kayak tournaments to pay for a new boat.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the boat world. I mean, I've never been part of it or anything like that. I mean, like, I've watched, some like MLF Live or whatever, but like, I don't come from it, so I don't know anything about it. And from what I've seen, people talk about, that there was a lot of drama with it too. And like, with tournaments, you're not allowed to talk to each other like the night before, or the day before, or something like that. So it's just like, is the trade-off really worth it? I don't know.
Let's be honest. There's plenty of drama going on in the kayak world.
Well, yes. Everything has drama. Yes.
Drama in the KFC.
I love it. I mean, you can't escape that no matter what you do. But right. I don't know. Like with the boat world, I don't know. I feel like there might be a lot more traveling with the boat world, but then again, with the kayak fishing world, there's a lot more travel now because I mean, there's more tournaments now.
Right.
So, it's kind of starting to be similar in some ways, but, a lot different too. But just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. If money wasn't, a thing or whatever, I don't know. I really don't know. Like I've gotten the community and the camaraderie with the people I do now, and just like I feel like I'd be leaving a lot behind.
Yeah.
Like personally, like I mean, I don't think that I would ever, obviously, like if I was a tournament angler, be good enough to like be like, oh, I'm gonna transition over to the boat tournaments. But like, it'd be cool to own a boat, But it's
Right.
just also like doing that in Ohio, though. It's just where we live, it would just bug me to have to store it and the money that goes into maintaining a boat. And I know a lot of people that have boats, and it's just like they love them but hate it at the same time. But I think it would be cool to be able to get on like some big lakes where you could just go where you want, like with a quickness, that would be awesome. But one reason I like kayak is because kind of the intimate level that you get with nature, like getting on the rivers and getting on the lakes, and it's quiet and it's stealthy, and it's just you're just not nearly as disruptive as what you are in a boat. So that's like the aspect of what keeps me kind of glued to kayak fishing. Like my wife wants to get a boat eventually, but at the same time I'm like, it's just a boat to me. I think it would be fun, like leisurely, but like not in a serious sense now. I mean, it would be badass though, have one of those giant sick ass bass boats, like all the room in the world to stand, all that jazz. Bring everything you own with you.
All the storage you could think of, yeah.
But
man, I have no desire to get a bass boat at all. I know.
Well, I think. All right. So the question was more theoretical. Like, you make it to the top of the kayak world, you're crushing it in the tournament scene. Like, for instance, Jody Queen, Christine Fisher, I don't know, Russ Snyder's, Matthew Scotch, right? You make that level, you're making money at the kayak fishing world, right? And I think this is the reason why the question came up, is because of the whole BASS thing, right? So let's say you win next year's Bassmaster Classic of the kayak world, and they were like, okay, we want to give you a spot on the Elite Series for Bassmaster, which obviously payouts are way greater. Usually that involves more sponsor support to pay your tournament fees and boat and gas and lodging and things like that. So would you make that transition in that position, or would you stay at the kayak world?
I'd be staying in the kayak, dude. All honesty.
I would get into the bass boat and pull my kayak behind me. It's like, have you seen this new guy on the scene? He's a rookie. His name's Trash Panda. And this dude be blowing down the lake at 70 miles per hour, just skipping a Jackson behind him.
It's like rolling and everything behind.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, that's funny. I don't know, man. I can't think of. I don't know, dude. I'm just not into bass boats. I can't explain it. I'm with Susie though. Like, I don't know anything about MLF and stuff. I know Sam and Dan rattle off all these names, MLF, BASS guys. I'm like, nope, don't know them.
Yeah, like only one person I know is Mike Iaconelli. That's literally all who I know.
Yeah,
the only two I know.
And the only reason I know those guys are because the one has a podcast, and then everybody talks about KVD, of course, because of his lures. But
His what?
His lures.
Lures.
Lures. But like I said, I've never had a desire to get a bass boat. You can't take a bass boat down the river. The river's where my passion is. So,
Yep.
unless you get a jet boat. I don't know if you guys seen those things, but those things can run through rapids like nothing, and it's crazy.
Damn.
Josh, me and Justin was on the river last year north of Dayton, and we heard a boat coming up river, and I looked over at Justin. I was like, "Is that a boat coming upstream?" He's like, "Yeah." That thing like just zips right through us at 35 miles an hour at least, right up through these rapids, right up through the next section of rapids, and just keeps going. I'm like, "What in the world? That was crazy. Never seen it before." But,
I don't really have a draw to it, you know? I mean, it just doesn't really appeal to me, you know? You lose that connection that you have with, you know, the group and people that you have. I mean, you might not lose it all, but, you know, you make that transition and then you kind of lose touch, you know, with your kayaking people unless you're going out with them. And then, having that kind of more intimate relationship like on the water, you know, in a kayak is just different than being on a boat. I don't know. I don't really have a draw to getting a bass boat. I really don't. And again, like half the season, you know, come late October, November, it's got to go into storage until like, you know, April. So it's just like 6 months out of the year I get to use it, you know.
I know my brother owned a boat and he hated it. He said the upkeep and having to buy tags and getting your trailer weighed and all that stuff. He hated it. Yeah. He sold it. He actually bought a kayak, and I don't think he really liked that either, actually. But who knows? He's like the weird one in the family. I guess fishing's not in his blood like me and my dad.
Yeah. What about you, Brian?
What?
What's up, man? Put the brownies down.
I'm not eating the brownies, man. No, I just I saw a post. I guess there was an MMA fighter that fought tonight, and he had the KBF logo on his shorts.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was that? I think I might have saw that.
Yeah. So
who posted that?
It's in the Kayak Bass Fishing page, I think.
I'm gonna check it out because I might know the fighter. Dude, I don't know
Some
if you
dude
guys
from Oklahoma.
I don't know if you guys are huge UFC fighter or watchers or not, but one of my favorite fighters fights on March 7th. I can't wait.
I don't know anything about any of
that. Who is it?
Israel Adesanya.
Sounds like a badass.
He is. He hasn't lost a fight yet. He's like 18-0.
Is it a title fight or is he a contender?
Well, he's the champion right now. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know.
The name is in the comments.
It says he's a Bellator fighter, so I probably don't know who he is. Miles Fury Jury. That's sweet. I did not know that. That's actually pretty sweet. So what else?
Exposure for the sport.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think I saw Chad Hoover post about it too. Now that you say that, but I don't know what else we got.
We got 5 on it.
Of course you do.
I mean, you keep accusing me of eating special brownies.
I'm not the one forgetting everything and
Domino's, bro.
He's been at a fishing show all day. Your brain's gonna be mush at the end of the day after being.
Oh, I know. I'm just. Oh my gosh! Everybody had to get all serious.
After hours. No.
No, seriously though, ain't that the truth? Like after a day of like expo, talking to people, you just want to sit and like not talk for a few minutes. Man,
Yeah.
it does get
out.
exhausting.
Yeah.
That first weekend me and Josh did it, I was like, yep, I need to just sit here for a little bit.
You can only ask so many times. You got any questions?
Yeah.
Nope, just looking. All right, have a wonderful day. Enjoy the show.
Or you're answering the same questions that have been asked all day, which I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't mind it or anything.
Right.
And getting the same reactions, when people ask about the pricing, they'll be like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to our Cincinnati show though. I feel like that one's going to be better than the Travel and Boat show that we did.
Yeah.
That one's going to be
saw a $300,000 yacht at the boat show today.
Yikes.
And it was sold.
I bought it.
Jesus.
I'm gonna fish off it next year. and the GMR baby.
Dude,
that would
thing
like push the water up the banks.
Yeah, I mean, you might get a foot downstream in the GMR with that thing.
It's all right.
Actually, it probably wouldn't even float off the trailer when you backed it in.
Yeah.
There's a will, there's a way, Brian.
Hey, you could probably get it in that 60-foot hole in Hamilton.
Oh, dude, you just wait till it monsoons like it does here. Like a monsoon for like a month, and then it's completely bone dry the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
And you just wait for the monsoon, and then you launch that thing and just ride the current.
Your yacht is going to get stuck in the mud like the Jeep or whatever that we passed the one day we fished that stretch of the GMR?
Yeah.
It's not there anymore, is it, Brian? Or Brad, Brian.
They took the Jeep out?
Yeah, isn't it gone?
No, it's still. Last time I was there, it was still there.
I swore somebody told me that it moved.
Really?
Or it's gone.
Dang. Well,
I might be wrong. Maybe I just dreamt it.
Last time I was there, mid-October, it was still there.
It's probably still there then.
Yeah. Because I paddled up to it again. I always like to look at it. It's cool.
Wasn't there another car over there too, stuck in the mud or something in that river?
Well, there's not a car, but they're not in the same area. But there is a car frame in another part of the river that I marked.
Okay.
There's some old cars, car frames and whatnot in the Mackinac River, not too far from me on a certain stretch.
Oh.
I've been there forever.
Is that good fishing?
Good fish structure.
It's got really good fish structure and everything, and it used to be really good for smallmouth fishing, but because it floods so bad every year now, they can't spawn.
Yeah.
So I guess the DNR has been like having to stock it with smallmouth, I guess, every year just to try to maintain and keep the population. But I was talking to a guy at Tinley Park that was next to the Quest booth, and they were actually from Normal, Illinois, which is only about 40 minutes from me. And I was asking them, about what places they go to locally. And I asked them, I was like, well, hey, you guys ever go out in the Mackinac River? And they're like, well, sometimes we do, but it's just not as good as what it used to be. And I was like, yeah, I've kind of heard that a lot. And I was like, well, why is that? And he said, yeah, just because, and it floods so bad every year, and it's just flooded for like months. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Where and how would they even be able to spawn? So, yeah.
You know what though, that happens because of that? Jeff was talking about it. Remember, Brian? So when you have really bad spawning seasons like that, it actually creates the ability to catch trophy bass a little bit better.
Oh,
you won't catch the numbers. Yeah, he was talking about it in
Mm-hmm.
Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania, that they had, they had this insane number. Like you'd go out there and just tear it up, catch bass, smallmouth after smallmouth. But then they had some really bad spawn seasons for like what? I think he said like 5 or 6 years. And he goes, so the fishing got really slow, but when you would catch one, it would be big.
It'd be big ones. Yeah.
Huh. We had a couple seasons like that here in Ohio around like 2015, I guess, 2016, something like that. So I'm kind of curious to see how that affects it going forward, in a few years.
Well, I think the GMR is getting better because the health of the river is better. Like there's more bait fish than I've seen like in a long time. Like when I first started doing it, like I kind of stayed away from the GR. It was kind of nasty, but the past 3 years it's kind of taken a turn. I mean it's still got its bad areas. We see it downtown, you see it down like and like when you get past Franklin where you hit the like Middletown area where near AK and that stuff like that, because you start picking back up on the industrial kind of areas that kind of line up and down that river, which is what makes it so kind of funky. But because I mean the northern GMR is like in a lot of farmland, and then it kind of gets wooded, and then it rolls into Dayton, and
it's a unique river.
Yeah, it's really weird. But
yeah, 1 minute you're in a secluded area, next minute it's urban setting.
Yeah, and you literally paddled like like 2 miles when it happens.
Yeah, I think that's why I like the northern part so much. It's more secluded.
Yep.
That northern section's awesome, man.
But yeah. So Brian, anything you want to share?
Just making it, man.
I think he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
I'm just tired, dude. Long day at the show. I got 2 more to go. And then a 4-hour drive home.
You got Monday too?
No, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Today
feels like Saturday.
It's Friday.
Dude. Wow. I had today off work. We start a new job on Monday. We got all of our work done this week, so had today off. It felt like a Saturday. That's crazy.
So you ready for next week then, Brad?
Heck yeah. I know we have a seminar that I'm doing with Nate at the Cincinnati Fishing Expo, intro to kayak rigging or something like that. I have no idea what we're talking about or anything, so I need to get with Nate on this. It's not going to be too hard. I mean, put this here, wear your life jacket, get a paddle, I'm looking forward to it, though. It's going to be fun.
Hey, Brian, how come you weren't wearing your PFD pool picture, bro?
Dude, that pool is a foot deep.
So
and there was 20 people there to rescue me.
You can drown in a mud puddle, bro.
This is true. And I'm not arguing that fact. However.
So I'm just giving you a hard time because Ricketts did. And here's what I wanted to say when I saw Ricketts post that. I wanted to be like, well, not anybody can drown in 1 foot of water as easily as you can, Ricketts.
So short.
But I don't want him to be butthurt, so.
The bike did that for him.
Oh, it's so bad.
I love how stuff comes around full circle like that, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
No, we cannot let shit go in this podcast group.
No, it's funny.
I mean, we did that podcast with Ryan the other night, and he's like, so are we really talking about cheese? And I was like, no.
Oh, jeez.
But Brian and I came up with a brilliant idea. You know how we have the banners and the stickers? Guess who's getting a craft cheese sticker?
No, bro.
Nice.
I like it. That's awesome. Maybe they'll sponsor us, man.
Yeah.
Lifetime supply of cheese. Dude, that would be...
Oh, Milford would be ecstatic, dude.
Yeah.
Lifetime supply of craft.
Every
singles?
fishing trip he shows up, he's like, yeah, Brad, you ain't forgetting it this time.
I like it. That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
Too funny. Too funny.
Well, you guys want to wrap this up?
Yep.
Yeah.
make like a tree and get out of here.
What was that? What's Milford's ending?
Oh, if you're feeling the burn, come here to learn.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
He's a Bernie Sanders fan, everybody.
Oh,
God.
gosh.
I hope not.
I'm just joking.
Like, man, they're over here
I
talking
can't talk
about me.
about politics.
I can't
over
either.
here.
That's just what it reminded me of. I don't even know what that dude does or anything.
He's
All
not
right.
making it, man.
All right, Brian, take this out.
Where do you want me to take it to?
Just
Take it-
put it in the garbage can. I'll play with my friends later.
Take it to the curb. No, take it to the house. That's where. Oh yeah, dude. Put that song in here at the end.
What song?
Take It to the House by Trick Daddy. Take it to the house.
Speak English? What?
It's an old song. I figured you'd like it.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
No habla español.
It's all good.
Until next time, tight lines, smooth paddling. Have a wonderful night. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, bye.
Go check out the website, guys. Paddle, the letter N in fin.com. Also check out YouTube, youtube.com/paddle-n-fin. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest, feel free to email us at paddle, the letter N in fin@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We're doing giveaways, announcements, things like that at Facebook and Instagram at paddle and fin. Shout out to our show supporters, Rocktown Adventures, Loveland Canoe and Kayak, Hammered Lures, Fish Mob Lures, TRC Covers, Ketch Products. Go to ketchproducts.com. You could put the paddle and fin logo right on your catch board. Don't forget to go over and pick up your JigMasters Jigs. Use promo code PNF20 and save 20% today. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. It helps grow the audience, helps others find our podcast. So please drop a 5-star rating in on the podcast platform you're listening on. Don't forget about the recycled plastics program, you guys. Take your used plastic baits, put them in an envelope, mail them to the address in the show notes. Our man Eric Richards at Hammered Lures melts those down, makes new baits, and donates them to various chapters of Heroes on the Water.